When an animal has had enough of the nutrients or toxins in a particular forage, it experiences satiation. This causes it to look for new foods and habitats. Unpalatable plants are more likely to be utilized when neighboring other, more palatable plants. Thus, context influences what an animal chooses to eat. Experience is an important part of context. Animals do not choose a food because it tastes good. Rather, they choose it based on feedback from nutrients and toxins. Nutrients lessen the effects of toxins. Preference for the same toxin-containing plant can change if adequate nutrients are available to minimize harmful effects of the toxin. First impressions count. If an animal has a bad experience with a food, it will be less likely to eat it again. If an animal has a good experience, thanks to supplements or because it was able to mix a variety of forages, it will continue to eat the plant with toxins. This was demonstrated in an experiment where goats and sheep were given sagebrush with or without supplements. Those receiving a protein supplement ate significantly more sagebrush. Nutrients are not the only means of mitigating toxins. Animals consuming a combination of terpenes and tannins, or terpenes and oxalates, were able to eat more than if they ate one individually. An animal experienced in diet mixing will always eat more of the non-preferred foods than inexperienced animals, regardless of what other forage is available. In this study, sheep experienced with 3 diets, each containing a different toxin, ate 11 times more of the toxin-containing food than sheep with no experience with toxins, even though both groups had free access to ground alfalfa and an alfalfa barley ration. When the alfalfa and alfalfa barley foods were limited to about a pound per head per day, experienced sheep still ate 2.5 times more toxin-containing foods than inexperienced sheep. If animals can learn to mix diets, can they also learn to recognize and use medicines? Different medicines can relieve different states of sickness. For example, an animal who has eaten too much grain will feel better if it eats bentonite. Polyethylene glycol will offset the effects of tannins, and dicalcium phosphate will offset effects of oxalates. Inexperienced animals were not able to make the correct choices, but once they had experience, they chose correctly. We can help animals expand on their diet choices by paying attention to context and experience. Inexperienced animals who have nutritious alternatives avoid toxins, but experienced animals eat toxin-containing foods even when nutritious alternatives are present. Animals can self-medicate and reduce the potential for toxicosis. This increases the possibility of controlling toxin-containing plants. Learning to mix foods that differ in nutrients and toxins can enhance an animal's diet breadth and promote more uniform use of all plants in a community. More uniform use of all plants can in turn influence biodiversity of ecosystems. Thus, livestock may be another tool to reduce invasive species and enhance wildlife habitat.